Welcome to Everyday Football Show, the show where we talk about everything football. I'm Olabanji, and today I have here with me Toby and Dimeji, my guest for today. So I'm going to be talking about the recap from Champions League from this week. We'll start with Benfica, Liverpool. Benfica lost to Liverpool 3 goals to 1. So Man City lost to Atletico Madrid 1-0. Chelsea lost to Real Madrid 3-1. And Bayern lost to Villarreal 1-0. So what do you think about this week's results from Champions League?
I actually think Liverpool is true. Man City still very tricky. Villarreal, Bayern is going to eliminate them in Allianz Arena. I'm very certain of that because they should have converted most of the chances they had against Bayern. Then Chelsea, Real Madrid, fingers crossed. That match there is still more goals to come.
Was there any game you were surprised?
Yes, most certainly. Villarreal versus Bayern.
What were you expecting?
I was expecting, as usual now, battering like 4-0, 5-0. And for us to see Villarreal play well, to even win 1-0, that 1-0 wasn't as if it was like luck. They had a lot of chances. They won by more than one.
Dimitri, what do you think about
pending Bayern's results? I feel every other results were predictable and were normal. We expected City to at least come out on top against Tico, even though I feel Atletico Madrid can still surprise them at Spain. And Liverpool obviously will go through against Benfica. Benfica didn't stand a chance even from the draws. And Real Madrid, Chelsea, I feel Real Madrid is also gone. So yeah, pretty much it was the Bayern Villarreal game that surprised everybody. Everybody expected Bayern to do well against Villarreal.
Yeah, I mean there was no surprise for me to against Benfica, Liverpool. I fully expect Liverpool to win. Anyway, that Man City Atletico Madrid tie. As much as I want to say it's still open, I don't just see Atletico scoring. They didn't play any shot.
On target.
Not on target. They didn't play any shot. They didn't attempt one shot like this against City.
5-5-0, yes. 5-5-0.
Even against United, they didn't.
They still attempted shots.
They attempted shots, but they had
shots.
moments on against Man City that it was just deep block.
Like they could not. I tweeted something on Tuesday that I would, as a coach, I would like to work with Simeone for 1 to 2 years. One of my friends was like, "Why?" But it was so I can learn the art of defending. But no, I want to understand the man.
Why?
It takes a certain kind of resolve for you to wake up daily
and say
that this is how I want to play
for 90 minutes.
For 90 minutes.
And he has committed players.
I mean, in EPL, teams do it for 70, 75 minutes, 80 minutes as most.
And still
you see that last 10
chances.
Minutes, they will come out that opponents will be tired, they will make risky sub, let us try and capitalize. But it's different with Atletico.
He would say
Atletico, Simeone can play 120 minutes and he will play 5-5-0 or 10-0.
Very deep block.
Very deep into their half. So I'm not. It's not a joke, but I would like to work under him for at least 2 years, cause I feel like a coach, for example, a coach like Lampard would need that kind of experience. You need to understand what will make with that kind of quality as. Well, you still decide that okay, this is how I want to play, and it does not change from that, his way. I mean, it takes a man of character.
Another thing is you can't play such tactics and not have PC players up front. You have João Felix. These are players that are just good on the ball. You have Griezmann, static. It just has a little mobility. Just drops into space. You don't have anybody making deep runs. Against City defense was there for the taking that day, and they didn't do.
I expected him to even start
he didn't do
Korea in
anything.
that match.
Or Cunha too would have actually
He
started.
brought in Cunha,
But nothing. The game was already against them now when those guys came.
I'm fascinated about the match because after all these years with the quality and everything, not once as the players ever we heard news that players said they are tired.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
it's one of the things I want to learn.
Really
That's why I want to work on that for at least 2 years. And the Chelsea game for me, I felt Madrid were fortunate, but then most of the issues came from Chelsea, from the lineup to the mistakes that were made on the field. Christensen is, I think, the slowest amongst the 3 centre backs he played that day.
Are you sure?
Probably.
Has a fair bet or
compared to Thiago. I think Thiago is still I would bet on Thiago than Christensen in terms of pace. I don't understand why he would play Christensen on the right centre back while he'll be facing
Vinicius.
Where you have somebody that can match him with pace, aggression,
or probably even start Chaluba.
I was just gone with playing James and playing.
Or better to use James as the left centre back and use as Spence. That's very solid.
The lineup was somehow. Then to crown it all, starting Jorginho. Jorginho has not been in form for weeks.
J5.
They're not starting Lukaku in that kind of game. I mean, come on. Why will you have Havertz playing with Militao and what is the Alaba? People that are also technical, pacey. He doesn't have any edge
over them.
While with Lukaku, you have edge, you have pace, you have power. I mean, I don't understand. Even his songs were crooked. I mean, Loftus-Cheek. Come on.
But Loftus-Cheek actually changed.
He didn't change anything. Madrid just already had the result they wanted, and they could even if worst come to worst, they will have considered just one goal. They will still have gotten a good result from the game. But then I feel like Chelsea on their A game can get the match to enter extra time or possibly penalties in the second leg. So it's fairly open. Then the Villarreal game, I wasn't really surprised because Bayern they've not been in form. They've been I won't say struggling, but they've not been the Bayern that
in sync.
We know. And Villarreal in Europe, they've been a menace. In Europe. So I was not really surprised by the results. I expected Bayern to at least score, but I was not surprised because Villarreal had several chances. And they were big chances, not half chances.
Especially that Danjuma's chance I miscued. Guys, just need to control that ball. They will. That's what I'm saying. Allianz Arena is going to be battling.
It's still 50-50. If Villarreal play the same way they play next week,
put this into consideration.
It's going to be difficult.
They had their fans behind them. They had their fans.
See,
and
in Allianz Arena,
it's all about all these sort of games. To me, it's all about resolve
and discipline.
It's all about resolve. Fans will give you like the extra spirit you need, but if they can produce that same performance, because if with that same performance they will still carve up Bayern.
Yes, true.
And they will have chance. So if they can produce that kind of performance again, I feel it will be a matter of who outscores one. And they already have one goal advantage. The only thing I now see is like they might now lose by a 2-goal margin. So, but I feel like it's still going to be a fairly close game.
Whoever scores first.
And I was impressed by this guy, Foyt.
Yeah,
Foyt really played well.
It's a good one for him.
Foyt really played.
Moving on to Europa League fixture, Leipzig versus Atlanta yesterday. Leipzig they drew the game. Atlanta scored first half, then they considered the penalty. It was the rebound because Andrew Silva missed the penalty. The rebound that Leipzig scored. So they played 1-1. Frankfurt, also had a lot of chances against Barcelona. They lost 1-1 and they drew 1-1. Surprisingly, Braga won against Rangers. I mean, the last episode we did talk about Braga, how stubborn they are. But we expected Rangers to at least score. We're expecting probably like a 2-1 victory, but yeah, Then West Ham had a red card before the halftime. Cresswell, and they scored like under 10 minutes in second half. They played 1-1. It was a fairly even performance, even with the red card. What do you think about the Europa League fixtures?
Okay, as for me, I still feel Rangers will qualify. Even though they have been beaten, but I still feel Rangers qualify. I think under Van Bronckhorst, what's that his name?
Yeah, Van Bronckhorst.
Van Bronckhorst is actually doing a tremendous work with the platform foundation that Gerrard has already led for him. Then Barcelona, I just feel Barcelona just has this edge. In my own opinion, I feel they have this edge over Frankfurt. And Frankfurt will actually rule the chances they missed against Barca. Then, what's the name of this team that played them? Leipzig, Atlanta. That game is just too balanced. I don't see too much differences. But I just feel Atlanta just has this little solidity to them. Like Leipzig, who are always all out, trying to attack. And Atlanta actually has that experience in their pack. Then what's the fourth game?
Westham
Lyon. I won't lie to you. I feel Lyon is going to qualify. I just feel Lyon will qualify.
Dimeji, what do you think?
I kind of feel also, I go with you, Lyon will qualify because I feel they are more tactical, sensible, and they understand what to do to qualify. Then Barca is going to Camp Nou. So, and I feel with the way I think they are 14 games unbeaten now.
Yeah,
so they should be okay. Then last week and Atlanta, they are two the same teams, just that Atlanta is more solid defensively, so they should be okay.
All right. For me, the Leipzig Atlanta game, I think is an even tie. Atlanta has not been in form at all. The injury issues they've had this season, but then their manager Gasperini, I thought he overthought the tactics yesterday because he played more of midfielders than he really played Muriel up front. I mean, I don't understand his tactics anyway because I don't understand the man. But then I felt like he wanted to keep more of the ball.
Yeah.
Which I don't still understand because they are playing against Leipzig. I mean, you can't get to keep more of the ball against Leipzig because they are equally as good. I feel like what he should have worked on more was the counter attack.
Because they are going to the space,
and that's where they excel the most. Fast break. I feel like it can still go either way in Italy next week. The Frankfurt Barcelona game, I'm obliged to tip Barcelona to qualify because it's Barcelona, but Frankfurt will make life difficult for them because Frankfurt will eat them on counter. Their left wing back and right wing back are very pacey. Philip Kostic and Asgar North. And they have Rafael Borges Santos, the Colombian striker.
That guy
is also tireless.
That guy is
so like they live for counter. I mean, in the league this season, I won't say they've been bad because they changed their coach. Their coach went to Mönchengladbach because Gladbach coach went to Borussia Dortmund. So they changed the coach this season and I think they are 8th on the table. So it's still fair considering they changed their coach. But in Europe, they've been fantastic and I think they will still have chances against Barcelona because Barcelona were not convincing yesterday. Piqué is injured. Eric Garcia will probably play again, and Garcia is slow. It's not. I don't understand why. Okay, well, they didn't register Dani Alves for Europa League, so he was ineligible to play yesterday. So Araujo played as the right back. I mean, I don't agree with that. I feel your best players should play in their position. But regardless, I feel it can still go either way. Although I'm obliged to tip Barcelona for the win. Then the next game is Braga Rangers. I think Braga will make life difficult for Rangers. I think Braga will score in second leg. Maybe the game might enter extra time or penalties, but I think Braga will make life difficult for Rangers because they are very stubborn and they score. Both of them have similar style of play. So it's going to see how Rangers bounce back from this, because I think last two seasons they lost in the quarters.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see how they bounce back from this. And I disagree with you guys with the West Ham Lyon game. I think West Ham are more coordinated. They are more cohesive as a unit. They played better as a team yesterday. Although West Ham Lyon have the quality in all positions except defense. They have quality in the attack and the midfield. But as a team, West Ham played as a unit. West Ham played almost 50 minutes, or more than 50 minutes yesterday with a one man down. And I think Lyon equalized around 70-something minutes. And it was fairly even. So I feel it's going to be the same way they played Sevilla. They're going to be very organized and
efficient.
I mean, to crown it up, Peter Bosz is Lyon's manager. So I'm tipping West Ham. I'm hoping West Ham gets something. Let's move to Europa Conference League. Feyenoord, they drew yesterday's game 3-3. Bodo Glimt beat Roma 2-1. I think the 2 goals were second half goals.
Yes, that game.
Leicester City, disappointing as usual. They played 0-0 against PSV. And the last game was against Marseille against PAOK 2-1. Toby, what do you think about the fixtures?
Okay, so I didn't watch much of the Conference League match, but I think I followed these people, Bodo Glimt against Roma, and I expected it. I expected Bodo Glimt to beat Roma, but I felt Mourinho still has that 6-1 drooling he had during the group stage in his head, and those guys they are not the fanciest, but they score goals. That team really score goals. And Roma played well against them. I followed that match. But Bodo Glimt just took their chances. They had 2 clear-cut chances and they took it. That was like the only match I actually followed. But other matches, But the PSV, Leicester City. Leicester. I can't just say this is Leicester that is going to go on PSV, because I still feel PSV will score goals. Leicester don't have goals in them as of now, but I just know they are just solid. I know that unlike beginning of January, where they were considering left, right, and center, I feel they've gotten coordination at the back. Then I feel Marseille qualify. Marseille certainly qualify, no matter what PAOK wants to play. Then the first game, which is Slavia Prague against Feyenoord. Slavia Prague is going to qualify.
Yeah, the major, what do you think?
I didn't really follow the games, although. But I feel Roma should be okay to come back, even though it is Josie, so he's going to kind of know what to do, experience-wise. Then I feel Leicester, they are not convincing. Like they don't always, when you expect them to deliver, they always, although they have their players, their injured players back now. So I feel Rodgers should be able to make do of the remaining part of the season and at least make his fans happy. And for Marseille has qualified, I feel, and I think that should be all.
Right. Yeah. The Feyenoord, for me, Feyenoord and Slavia Prague yesterday. Slavia Prague were very fortunate because they equalized. They played 3-3. They equalized, I think, 95th minute. And they were given 5 minutes extra time. They were very fortunate. That game was so competitive. I think that was the most interesting game in Conference League yesterday. It was so competitive, a lot of yellow cards, But Feyenoord were unfortunate not to win that game. I can't really see it, but I think it's still pretty much open because Feyenoord will score you.
But Slavia Prague is stronger too.
Slavia Prague's home fans are very hostile. I mean, if you are going to play in Eastern Europe, know that you are going to fight.
Exactly. It will get.
But then football has gotten to a point now where it's all about your resolve. Once you know this is what I'm going in for, regardless of whatever. Because don't let us forget, Slavia Feyenoord too will have a percentage of their fans there, although it won't be as much as. And Slavia Prague's field at most is probably like 40,000. So it's not like Barca's field that is like 100,000 where 20% of it goes to away team. You know, in that kind of field now.
Your voice can't
be heard. But in a team where the capacity is like 40,000, 10,000, and you're getting 20%. Come on. But I feel, aside that, Feyenoord play good football and they score. And they also have players. Slavia Prague also have players. I feel it's still open. I can't really say who. Then down to the Bodo Glimt Roma game. If I'm looking at it, I feel like it is more beneficial for Mourinho to be eliminated from Conference League. Because even if he qualifies, even if he wins, okay, let's say he wins Conference League, it's really an automatic ticket to Europa League. So why not just compete in the league
and get
the Europa? He's sixth on the table currently.
Okay.
So
and it's far away from top 4. So.
I won't say it's far away. It's 5 points away from Juventus, and there are 7 games to go. I mean, anything can still happen. Juventus have tougher games
than
Roma. Roma have played almost all their big games. I think Juventus still have Atlanta next week. So Juventus still have tougher games. So why not just go home and solidify? If you can, even if they cannot get the champions eventually, they can get Europa League. I feel like going this way in the Europa League is still uncertain because they still have Marseille, who is also stubborn. That's still all these clubs now in this particular position. Once you enter semi-final, you can't really say, oh, this club is a weak club. No, because now everybody's riding on momentum. So why not concentrate on the league there? Because it's Europa League you are going to qualify for eventually. If you cannot qualify for Champions League in the league, qualify for Europa League. At least you have certainty in the league. There's no certainty. Safe. Yeah, so I feel like it's more beneficial to him to qualify for Europa League in the league than to be chasing Europa League from Conference League. Yeah, anything can still happen. He might still qualify. You know, the sub he made yesterday was what killed him.
Yes,
Matthias Vina sub that left back. You know, I don't understand. Then him not starting Smalling too. I don't understand that. But you know, it's Mourinho. Anything can happen. He can still qualify. But Bodo Glimt, they are one crazy team. They will score you. I don't know. It's only Man City or Liverpool I know that they can play and they might not score. But any other team,
they will score
you.
That team.
I don't know what since last season. Bodo Glimt. I don't know who you want to play at your back. They will score you.
I know that team is.
Then in next game, Leicester PSV. I was disappointed with the outcome of the game. I didn't really expect Leicester to win the game. But I expected at least maybe like a 2-2 draw, a 1-1 draw. Also, let me lie to you. If Leicester go to PSV's house, PSV, they are mad though.
I know they can play football.
And they have players. They have quality.
Cody, that guy.
Things. I mean, yesterday, Leicester were more solid defensively because from the start I saw PSV played at the better start. They had more possession. I think they played more shots too.
That's more attacking in PSV.
Yeah, so I feel like in PSV's house, the situation is different. Because Leicester will play. Who is Leicester playing this weekend again? I said Leicester will play tomorrow. I don't know who they are playing, but they are playing tomorrow. And it's EPL. They are probably facing Crystal Palace on one team, one stubborn team. They will exert more energy than PSV that will play.
And want to lose in the league.
In fact, the way Eredivisie is, they can decide to postpone PSV's game.
Yes, just because.
So they have enough stamina to play on Sunday against. You see, so like he will still have to play like his favorite. And
Crystal Palace is not.
They are not currently Crystal Palace is in form. So I feel like fatigue is another thing that might play against them. That come to play against Leicester against PSG. So I don't know about that, but I will tip PSV to win the game. Unless if the game now enters extra time, penalties. But as of now, I'm tipping PSV to win. Then Marseille Park. I don't know what Park wants to do. Marseille will qualify.
Marseille is really doing a very good job.
So in this kind of position, I don't even expect Sampaoli to botch the job.
He's doing a very good job.
So if let's go back to Champions League. You know, you are tipping Liverpool to win. Who are you tipping between Man City and Atletico to qualify?
Man City.
Man City. Chelsea, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Villarreal, Bayern.
Bayern.
So both of you are in agreement. So like in a situation where Liverpool is going to face Bayern, then Real Madrid face City. Who do you think is going to come out on top in final? I
actually want Bayern.
I also think City Liverpool is final. Alright, that's fair. So in Europa League, who are you tipping to win?
Okay, so Westham.
I'm also tipping Westham to win.
Westham.
In the situation where Lyon comes
Leicester
out,
is competing for top 4.
But if they win Europa,
if they win Europa, automatic Champions League qualification.
So I think they are going to take it seriously.
So I feel like once they eliminate Lyon, it's going to divert his attention.
The only team that I actually see giving them a tough time is
There's
Barcelona.
no team there that I'm seeing giving them tough time.
Barcelona.
To be fair, because
Barca is in Europa.
so they'll play back. If they qualify, they're probably facing Bayern, Barca in semi-final. In a 2-legged tie. Come on, it's not like Bayern, Barca. That's
don't underrate Atlanta or
Atlanta no in form. Leipzig to no in form.
It is a knockout competition.
Yeah, no, but form. You have to look at the form.
It's the form, the momentum. The momentum is actually
matters. Out of all the teams here, it's
Ham
only West Ham that organized, that the team cohesion is good.
In knockout football, form is thrown out of momentum.
Yeah, but team cohesion matters.
That's it. Except maybe West Ham actually suffers one major injury.
Except they suffer. Because the only place they don't have cover for is their double pivot.
Yes.
So unless Rice and Suchek suffers maybe a major suspension or injury, I don't see.
Because that is the work. That's like the machine of that, the engine of that machine rather. Suchek and Rice, they are the driving force. So if any of them should get injured, problem.